Okay, so I'm gonna try to remember this vision that I had last night. I had it last night. He showed me a ladder that was vertical, and then he was showing me the steps on the ladder, and he was going down. So he's starting from the top, and then he was going down, 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 and then when he got to the bottom, it seemed like there was maybe like 5 steps, but I didn't count them. And then when he got to the bottom one, he sliced it off. And then he showed me the same thing again, only this time the ladder was horizontal. It was like laying flat. And then he again counted down the ladder. And then when he got to the last rung of the ladder, for some reason, the thought came into my mind, debt. But I don't really know if there was any correlation between that thought that I had and what I was seeing. I don't know. Maybe not. But I just it kind of made me wonder if maybe that's what he was showing with the ladder, but I don't know what he was showing, and I've been wrong before, so I won't try to put my own idea on it. Then he was tying these little bows onto something, although I didn't see what he was tying it on. And then he put a hat on and took out this wand, and then he started leading an orchestra, like waving his wand in his hands like an orchestra leader. And then I saw the people in the audience, and they were dressed up in nice clothing. You know, the ladies were in dresses and heels, and the men were wearing suits. And it seemed like maybe it was a classical concert or something, and it was a really nice theater. And outside of the theater, the buildings were just crashing to the ground, and there was just all this chaos, but the people inside the theater had no idea what was going on outside of the theater, because there was the orchestra was synchronized with the events outside. I know that sounds weird, but like if a building crashed outside, the orchestra would like reach a high loud point, so that all of the people inside of the theater had no idea whatsoever that there was all this chaos going outside. And then when the concert was done, then they walked outside of the theater, and there was just nothing. I mean, it was just piles of rock. Like all the buildings had crashed to the ground, and they didn't even know, I didn't even see it. And then they walked out in their heels and their nice clothes, and to this complete and utter destruction all around them. And I just had this sense when I was looking at this, I was thinking, wow, can you imagine that? I mean, if you had no idea that something was even going on outside, and then all of a sudden you walk outside and your whole world is destroyed. I mean, I just kept thinking they must have gone insane, like just lost it, and just started like muttering, and just gone literally insane after that, because that would just be so weird to not know that something was happening and then have it happen. And then of course, it made sense to me when I think about the people, and I don't know if this is what the vision was referring to, but when I think of people that just have no clue at all that anything is happening, it just reminds me of that. Like maybe it means that something's coming that's gonna just, they're gonna have to, it's gonna be extra hard for them because they're not prepared psychologically. Anyway, then he he took out these straws or toothpicks or something, I don't know what they were, and he pulled them out, and I counted them this time. I counted them. So he went 1, and then he laid it down on the table, and then 2. He held it up in front of me, 2, and then laid it down on the table, and then he held up another one, 3, 4, 5, and he kept doing that, and I was counting them this time, and he went all the way up to the number to 12, and then he laid it down, and this was so weird because I didn't know when he was going to stop. And I kept thinking, okay, when is he going to stop? Is this going to go on forever? But then he stopped at 12, and then after the 12th one, he slammed his hands down on the table. I don't know what that means, but I can tell you that while I was watching him do this, I didn't even remember until today that the number 12 is a significant number in the Bible. Like last night when I was seeing this, I didn't even, honestly, I really didn't even think of it. But now I think, wait a minute, 12 that's a significant number in the Bible. So I don't know what that means. I have no idea. And then there was something else. Let me see if I can remember it. Okay, yeah, there was one other thing. Before he showed me any of that stuff, he pointed up in the sky, and it looked like he was pointing to the northeast up in the sky, and then he took out a mirror and was pointing the mirror up to the sky. So I'm not sure why he did that. I don't know. I don't know. The only thing that I can even think of is that maybe it has something to do with chemtrails, because I know that chemtrails have aluminum in them. And I know that aluminum is reflective, and so I'm not saying that's what he was saying, because I don't know what he was saying. But that, like I said, I don't know, but that's the only thing that I can think of, so maybe. But he didn't show me chemtrails, though, and it seems like he would have shown me. It seems like if that's what he was showing me, he would have just showed me that. But he didn't. I mean, he showed me a mirror. So, I don't know. Anyway, I think that's pretty much it. I can't remember